Hello, welcome back to Learning Curves. I'm Anastasia, and I am sharing with you my theme for the month of December 2021. It is the cheesiest name of them all so far. Drum roll, please. Receimber. Receimber? Receimber. Saying it over and over again is going to make it any less weird. So I feel like every holiday season, there's such pressure put on. It's the season of giving. Think about giving. And I feel like for a lot of us, our tanks are empty. I know that there are so many physical and mental benefits to gratitude. There's a Mayo Clinic article that says not only does gratitude help you be happier, but it boosts your immunity, it improves your sleep, and it helps decrease your risk of disease. I want all those things. And I want all those things for you. So this Receimber, I want to focus not on giving, but on receiving, including what I get from giving. And with that, I present to you my least formal tracker yet, the Receimber Tracker. I essentially made a coloring book page. That's the thing I've been enjoying most from most of these trackers, coloring in the different pieces, showing my progress. So I thought, what better gift to myself than a coloring page? So a lot of the things I've included in this scene represent something to me, something I'm grateful for, but this is actually also my first 2-page tracker where if you print this front and back, the back side, you can indicate what each symbol signifies your gratitude for. So the idea is when I am grateful for a certain thing, I color that thing in and then I mark on the back what that thing was that I was grateful for. So I'm gonna go through what I intend some of these to mean for me. They of course can mean absolutely anything. Please find your own meaning in it, but I'm gonna share what they mean to me. I wanna share with you some stressors that I typically have during the holiday season that I'm hoping to sort of flip and reframe for myself. One of those is pressure to find the perfect gift. I'm actually a pretty good gift giver. I've shared in a couple of videos about how often I've made my husband cry with gifts. Because of that, I often feel pressure to one-up myself or to find and give a gift that someone's going to, yes! And that's how I end up spending hundreds of dollars and hundreds of hours making a kegerator when I didn't have to spend that much time or money. This year, the way I'm going to reframe that is to remind myself that that means I really care about this person, enough so that I really care about what they think of me. And if as I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking, I don't actually really care what this person thinks of me, I'm going to take that as an opportunity to release the pressures from myself. I'm also going to think about times that I've received gifts that weren't the best gifts ever. It just feels good to get thought of. So I'm going to focus on the fact that I am thinking of this person and putting time and effort into giving them something. Likewise, if I get a gift that I do not enjoy, which sometimes can feel like its own pressure, oh, thank you so much, of course this is exactly what I wanted and can't wait to get rid of it, now I have to find a closet to stick this in. I'm going to instead focus on the thought behind the effort that that person put into the gift. It's sort of like, there's the whole, your kid brings home art from school and you put it on the refrigerator. The whole joke is, oh, it's not good art. It's like a little kid. Now that I have a 3-year-old who brings home art like that, it feels really good when she hands me a purple scribble drawing and says, Mommy, I made this for you. Even though I'm like, you probably didn't think of me. You probably just like, here's the thing, you get happy when I say these words. But I get really happy when she says those words. So I'm going to focus on those moments of happiness and kind of let go of the other parts. Also, so I'm listening to Brene Brown's podcast, right? The Unlocking Us podcast. And I recently listened to the episode with Judd Apatow, and he was talking about through his therapy journey. You know how like you'll have a conversation with someone and you'll be like, oh, why did I say that thing? That was stupid. And you'll, or maybe just me, whatever, like kick yourself for years about saying something embarrassing, depending on how embarrassing it was. Well, he talks about how, we have these feelings like we're supposed to get communication right 100% of the time, which is ridiculous. Who's at 100% anything? Like, we're going to make mistakes. My dad used to say, if you're not getting 2 or 3 fouls a game in basketball, you're not playing. If you're showing up and interacting, you're going to make mistakes. Just like in communication, we're not going to get it 100% right. Just like in basketball, you're going to get some fouls. In the gift giving of the holiday season, you're not going to knock them all out of the park. How many metaphors? All of them? We get a lot of holiday cards from people, right? We get, the cards that people will send out in bulk. They'll have a picture and sometimes they'll have a message about how the kids are growing or things that they did that year. We don't send those out. Last year, I made a video as our greeting card, and I intend to do that again this year. But for quite a few years, when I would get those cards, I would have a lot of guilt about the fact that I didn't have my life together enough to send out those cards. And I still think you have to have your life pretty together to send out a batch of those cards. You have to be maintaining that address database. You've got to get the picture taken or collect them beforehand, put them in a design, like select the design layout, which there is an aggressive number of those. It's a whole thing. I am still impressed by people who are able to do that. It gives me hives. This year, instead of feeling pressure or guilt about not sending out holiday cards like that, I am going to be so grateful that I am taking that pressure off of myself, and I'm going to be grateful to receive those cards and that I have that many people in my life who are putting the effort into maintaining our information in their database every year. I'm just gonna try and look at those as each like gratitude cards. Like, I'm grateful for these people, I'm grateful for these people. So the stockings I intend to represent people that I'm grateful for, and I might color each portion of them separately for each time I was grateful for a person, but there are 4 of us in our immediate family, and then also our dog Bubba. I do have a pet bed on here. I figure you can either be grateful for your fur baby, or you can be grateful that you don't have a fur baby. Or if you want a fur baby and you don't have one, you can be grateful for the ones you have had that are making you looking forward to have one. There could be lots of things. The holiday season, I feel like, really does delight all of our senses. And so I do have a few icons on here that are meant to represent the 5 senses for me. Sort of steam coming off of the mug is smell. The cookies are taste. Pretty much anything on here could be sight, but I'm thinking the poinsettia on the mantle. The music notes are sound, and the teddy bear is touch. I have a clock on the wall. For me, I want this to represent taking some time, slowing down, maybe just sitting in the living room on Christmas morning. So I work with some designers, and I shared this with one of them. I was like, does this look the worst? She did suggest that I add the perspective to the image, but she also suggested a couple pieces of imagery that I add, including a mirror to symbolize looking back over the past year, reflecting on how we've grown, what we've experienced, just taking some time to think about this year in memoriam overall. And then the candles I had on the mantle to sort of represent in one Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. I know that they don't have the same number of candles, and they definitely don't only have 3 candles, but this coworker slash friend was mentioning that candles can represent remembrance of loved ones lost, especially being in a pandemic. I know we've lost a lot of loved ones. We lost my dad's mom this year. This will be the 11th Christmas without my dad, and he loved trains, so that's what that represents for me. I have some mistletoe on the wall. Feel free to let that mean or represent whatever you want that to mean. But I'm hoping that it will represent, for me, my husband and I getting our bed back, because we've been co-sleeping with our now 13-month-old since she was born. So it will be nice to have a solid night's sleep without a baby between us. Now a baby who can go crawling over us either side or down the center. And it's what, anyway, that's what I'm having that mean. I'm hoping to have some time outdoors this month, even though it is cold. And so I have the tree on there, well, obligatorily, but also to represent some outside time, and the fire to represent warmth when I inevitably come back inside feeling freezing cold. I have an abacus on here because there's a new Montessori teacher at the daycare where my girls go, and my older daughter, just in the last week, has pointed to the moon and said it's a sphere like a ball. She has sung through a song for the planets in the solar system. She says them in order, and I was like, okay, so she memorized a song. Like, cool, but she just memorized the song. And then she was like, Pluto is so small and cold. And I was like, oh my gosh, she like actually knows things about the planets. And then she also can recite all the continents, and she's 3. So I'm very grateful for that Montessori teacher. And then I have some miscellaneous items throughout the image. I've got some ornaments, I've got some toys, some gift boxes, some other decorations. I don't know what I'm going to be grateful for over the next month, so I want to have a lot of little things that I can think about and be grateful for. Maybe really good tickle wrestling matches with my kids, maybe singing Christmas songs together. Yeah, that's it. As always, there's a link to download the tracker in the description box. If you do this, will you take a picture and tag me on Instagram? I'm Learning Curves Lady. I would really enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like this video and please subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.